Hi everyone, this is Anda from the Twisted Red LadyBug, and I wanted to wish you a very happy Dragobete Day. I know that you guys might be celebrating Valentine's Day on the 14th of February, but I'm from Romania, and what we celebrate is the Day of Love on the 24th of February, and it's a tradition called Dragobete, and today I wanted to share with you the legend behind it. So, the legend of Dragobete this version comes from an author called Floarea Cărbune, and I'm going to tell you the story. For centuries, our nation's traditions have been preserved in memory of the people in different stories, songs, and legends. Some were transmitted orally, others were sculptured into rocks, bringing evidence over a century about this industrial, brave people, passionate when they love. Because today is the Feast of Love, I will tell you the legend of Dragobete, who, according to the elderly, was the son of a lovely woman, Dochia by name. It is believed that she was the daughter of Decebal, or Decebal in Romanian language, king of the Dacians, and that even Traian, the Roman emperor, wanted her as his wife. Those who saw her with blonde hair in braids that were hanging down her back, with eyes as blue as the sky and her white face like marble and red lips with strawberry scent, were stunned by her beauty. She lived in a hut in the foot of the mountain, and she had a flock of sheep, which she took out to daily pastures and meadows with fresh grass. One day, charmed by the magic of the delicate color of flowers and their intoxicating scents, she fell asleep. And there was a lake there, and she fell asleep on the lake shore, where she took the sheep to drink water. And there was a night with a full moon, of course, and she slept on a bed of flowers, smiling in her sleep. And around midnight, when the girl was asleep, a cloud of fog rose from the bottom of the valley of the mountain, covered with moonlight, and wrapped a tender hug on the body of the sleeping virgin. The next day, when she opened her eyes, it was high noon already. So, awakened from a long sleep, she looked around her, right, and everything seemed changed, because on her lips, she was already wearing the delicate fragrance of a kiss. Not knowing what was wrong with her, she looked in the mirror of the lake, in the forest, and a flute could be heard in the distance. Of course, life continued its normal course, but Dochia didn't know that what happened to her body was a change that she would see day by day. So, after 9 months, after the occurrence of the fog on the lake, on February 24th, her child, Dragobete, was born. So, the sisters-in-law or godmothers were 4 fairies, so it was spring, summer, autumn, and winter. And each of them brought him what they thought that was more beautiful and useful in life. So, spring sowed his heart with love and gave him flowers and freshness and youth without old age. So basically he was immortal, in a way. Summer was not far behind and gave the child the warmth of love, the fulfillment of appreciation, and the sweetness of the fruits. The autumn fairy, this is my favorite, brought him a flute that would keep him company, but also to cheer up the people with his songs. So now he was doing things also externally, bringing happiness to other people. Finally, Winter Godmother gave him a garment woven with shimmering white diamonds. As a belt, she gave him a red one, sewn with snowy white pearls. The coat was designed in such a way that it actually grew together with the lad, and it always was white as snow, no matter how many times he would wear it. Again, here you can see the white and red, which are symbols in Romanian tradition. So on the 1st of March, we also celebrate martisor, which in Bulgaria is also called Martisor. And the symbol is 2 strings of white and red combined together, and we wear them throughout the month of March. But that's a different story. So when he turned 19, Dragobete had his hair as black as the night and eyes green and silky as the grass. on the mountains, and his word was sweet as honey, and apparently his kiss burned like hot coal. He was a jolly fellow who played the flute and loved girls who looked at him as he was a god, right? So the virgins who met him and fell enchanted with his gaze and sometimes his fiery kiss felt sure he had come from another world, which basically he kind of did. The elderly said that there might be a spark of truth in the assertion of the girls, because nobody knew who his father was, and it was rumored that he was conceived by the mountain spring with Dochia, when he turned into mist. The truth is that for a time no one ever saw him again, or heard his flute song. On top of the mountain, in a cave whose walls there grew stone-white flowers in white, blue, grey, pink, and purple bunches, there lived a wise old man. While feeding the sheep in the meadow, where he had been conceived, the boy found himself face to face with a wise old man, who called him by his name and urged him to follow him. Astonished and surprised, Dragobete followed without saying a word. Becoming his apprentice, he learned a hidden knowledge of reading the secret book of nature. So he started recognizing medicinal herbs, he knew how to speak with birds, and understood the magical signs of the forest. And of course, he was not afraid of wild beasts anymore. So when he returned to the world, he was received with open arms, and more than ever, he awakened love in the girls' hearts, and he would be really well received everywhere he called upon. The men too like him. Nobody knew the secret that made men like him and not be jealous of him, because who wouldn't? That's it, until one day when the old man revealed the secret. When he was a lad, on the evening of February 23rd, Dragobete appeared in a dream of 3 young lads, ready to marry, and taught them the secrets of love. Everything was done under oath. The old man broke the silence, since he was over 100 years old, and deemed no longer to be under oath. Legend says that after hundreds of years of life on earth, while the Romanian people learned to love the people of this land, and the teaching was transmitted from father to son and from mother to daughter, the mountain spring called the child to its breast back again. And at the request of the father, the mother of God transformed him into a magical plant called heart's tongue. And it's a type of a fern that when it's being picked up, it's like the ultimate healing plant. And it grows only in the forest, in places only known by old women, and apparently it's very good in love matters. It's also believed that the magical powers attract a young lad's love for the lady, so they use it for that. In the 3rd millennium, some girls, even women, still believe in the magic of the heart's tongue, so they carry it at their bosom in a silk purse, and they keep it for good luck. It's a sign of appreciation and kind of remembrance of who Dragobete was, and he was kind of like the god of love for the Romanian people. So you might be wondering what happened also to Dochia, right? The bad people tell that she actually turned into a stubborn and wicked old woman, and they say that in March she put like 9 coats one after the another and climbed the mountain with the flock of sheep. But because it was very hot, she began to take off her coats, her fur coats one by one, and on a frosty night she turned to stone together with her flocks. Others, wiser people, I guess, argue that Dochia went to her beloved Chachlo mountain and asked him to turn her into a block of stone to be together forever. Either way, both stories are really nice to me, and they're part of the traditions back home, and I wanted to share them with you. So, happy Dragobete Day!